Hello YouTube and fellow Star Wars collectors. On this episode of Toys Are the Way, we'll be taking a look at another character from the next wave of vintage collection figures for 2025, Baylan Skoll from the Ahsoka series. Welcome back everyone and channel members. It repeats itself again and again and again and again. More and more deliveries, which is always fun but a lot to keep up with. But Baylan Skoll is one that I've been wanting to add to the collection ever since I first saw him in the Ahsoka series, so it's wonderful that the vintage collection is finally adding this one to the 375 lineup. Baylan looks absolutely stunning, and as a whole the vintage collection has done really well when it comes to the world building and character lineup for the Ahsoka series. We have the Howler, we have Baylan, we have Shin. There's still a few more characters that we need like Marok and Peridia Ezra, but so far we've done really well when it comes to this show, and I am really excited for the second season that has started filming, and yeah. But with all that said and done, don't forget to smash a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, or even become a channel member, and let's take a closer look at the packaging and figure. Taking a look at our vintage style packaging, we have the Star Wars and Ahsoka logo nicely displayed up top, followed by Baylan Skoll on a light blue name pill color. We have a fantastic image of the actor, the late great Ray Stevenson, rest in peace. Baylan Skoll looking really good on Peridia with that orange saber ignited and the Kenner logo down below. And then we have this nice new, all new from the ground up figure looking absolutely spectacular on a bubble. On the back, he is VC 355 in the line, Baylan Skoll, and we have a small description of the character, followed by the vintage collection logo, and additional images of the card and figure. So once again, it's fantastic to add another character to our Ahsoka series carded lineup, and Baylan Skoll was definitely one that was long overdue. Not to mention, Ray Stevenson was one of my favorite actors. Loved him in the Clone Wars, loved him in Ahsoka, loved him in Dexter. And yeah, I'm just very happy that he actually made it onto a Star Wars vintage collection card back, because he was an incredible actor and his performance for Baylan was impeccable. So really happy to add this one to the collection. Taking a look at Baylan out of the packaging and focusing on the photoreal and portrait, I think they have done a really nice job here capturing the actor, the late great Ray Stevenson. I think they've done some really nice job with the sculpting on the beard, and I actually really appreciate the wash that they added to his hair, just to give it some layering and depth, and yeah, I think that has come across very nicely on this figure. The eyebrows and photoreal on his eyes look really good as well, and yeah, just overall great stuff. Moving on to the paint applications on his armor, you can see that green patina all over the chest plate, the shoulder pads, and the gauntlets, and I think that looks absolutely exceptional. Really nice stuff there. It's pretty much all over the figure. They even included some on the back where, you know, sometimes they get a little less detailed when it comes to paint applications on the back of some of the figures, but they've done a really nice job here with Baylan. And then I do want to point out the tiny detail on his belt buckle there. They included the kyber crystal, gave it some nice paint applications, and it all looks nice and clean. You can also see that we have the saber here clipped into his belt, which is always good. And yeah, overall, really nice stuff here. I think it looks a lot like the actor, and yeah, very nice. Baylan Skoll comes with a total of 2 accessories. He comes with his lightsaber and unlit hilt, both of which have some really nice paint applications on them, and then the saber itself has that nice orange color, which is just great to see. Moving on to the articulation, Baylan has a lot to offer anyone who's a fan of 375 action figures or just posing in general. I really think they've done a remarkable job here. So of course he has all the modern articulation that we're seeing with our new figures, and he has hinges at the wrists, which is phenomenal. He's got hinges at the shoulders and elbows. He has the soft plastic shoulder armor here, which is not going to hinder any of that range of motion in the arms, so always great stuff there. He's got a really exceptional crunch going on. He can actually lean back pretty far and go forward pretty nicely as well, so really like seeing that point of articulation kind of embellished and, you know, looking really good there. Then of course he's got the standard barbell hip system, which is great. He does have the swivel at the thigh, which is very important when it comes to lower leg posing. He's got a great hinge at the knee, which is pretty much at a 90-degree angle. And then of course he's got the rocker ankles, which are really nice stuff there. He can actually, if you just get it to go past that boot, he can actually get, you know, a pretty nice toe pose there, and it can actually go forward pretty nicely as well. So lots of great posing there that'll allow you to do some dynamic stances. Now he does have the soft plastic skirt, which is not always ideal, but I do think aesthetically it looks really nice on this figure. But I would definitely not be opposed to a soft goods version somewhere down the road, just because sitting this on the howler is not actually going to be, easy, and soft goods would obviously be much better for that. But yeah, moving on to the rest of the figure, as we said, he's got that crunch, but he can also go side to side. And then the head articulation is actually pretty decent too. That's usually a limit here when it comes to these figures because of the barbell, but he can actually look down and up pretty well. So yeah, taking a look at the rest of the figure, it's just got lots of great detail on that armor, on his boots and stuff. And yeah, lots of good detail here on that skirt as well in the back. But overall, I think Baylan is an absolute knockout, and this is definitely a must-have for your collection. Really good figure here. And lastly, I just wanted to take a look at some height comparisons between Baylan, Shin, and Grand Admiral Thrawn. Now, as you can see, Hasbro has done a really good job here with the Apprentice and Master. Love what's going on here. Baylan's supposed to be pretty tall, and I think they have done a great job here. Then when we go look at our Grand Admiral Thrawn, which is unfortunately just a reuse of the Imperial Officer sculpt, doesn't look as good. Thrawn's supposed to be equally as tall, and yeah, hopefully they'll go back and, tweak that figure. But with Baylan, they've done a great job here. I know when the other scale had these figures first released, there were some problems with that, so it's nice that, Vintage Collection is getting it right the first time. Once again, Hasbro delivers another impressive and simply stunning addition to the Ahsoka Series lineup for the Vintage Collection, this time with the release of Baylan Skoll. The all-new from the ground up Fallen Jedi comes fully loaded with all the modern articulation that fans have become accustomed to on these modern definitive releases. Points of articulation such as impeccable ball-jointed hips, hinges at the shoulders, knees, elbows, and wrists, swivels at the thigh, and lastly, rocker ankles will empower this fearsome warrior to achieve a variety of action poses as he battles Ahsoka the White on the Badlands of Peridia. The accessories consist of an orange-bladed saber and unlit hilt, both of which are adorned with proper paint applications and interact well with the figure when capturing his signature saber stances and forms. Once again, I am simply in awe when it comes to the posing potential of these all new from the ground up action figures. And while the soft plastic skirt and tabards aren't too much of an issue, I really hope that we see a soft goods skirt and cloak release down the line. Not exactly a perfect scenario, but regardless, we need to see this accessory released for this figure to recreate a number of opening scenes from that show. All in all, definitely do yourself a favor and pick up this definitive villain from Ahsoka for your collections and Peridia displays. I hope you've enjoyed this video and taking a look at this latest addition to our Vintage Collection shelf displays, Baylan Skoll from the Ahsoka series. Feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And don't forget to drop a like on this video and subscribe if you're new to the channel. It really helps and is always greatly appreciated. Thanks everyone, and may the Force be with you.